can't get it.
But you see how much kidnappers are picking from victims.
My thing is, what can you do? I think all the stakeholders together, and I think we get that. The 3% for the oil producing community is too low.
But the support that is needed. And once you get the support, your energy will blossom.
This is Nigeria. You need to give people sense of belonging.
Good morning, back at the Salah. We're still in Salah mood. As you can see, this Monday, July 11, 2022. My name is still remains Winifred Ubebo. So sorry for that slip up. As you can see, I'm still basking in Salah mood. It was a lot of celebration over the weekend, celebrating the season. And it's our prayers that the sacrifices will be accepted and the peace, joy will flood every home, every Nigerian home this Salah period. Here's wishing you a wonderful Salah celebration. Back at the Salah once again. As you can see also, I'm alone in the studio this morning to review most of the paper's headline story this Monday. And we are starting with Nigeria's most influential. We have Nigeria's most influential leadership. We have Daily Sun, The Guardian, THISDAY, The Punch, and The Way for review. Don't go away, stay tuned as we start off with leadership, Nigeria's most influential leadership newspaper. 29 years after Abiola Kingigbe, Tinubu resurrects Muslim ticket, picks Shettima as running mate. 29 years after Abiola Kingigbe, Tinubu resurrects Muslim ticket, picks Shettima as running mate. The story is on page 4 on Leadership newspaper. The writers say Masari resigns as VP placeholder, while Asiwaju settled for former Bono governor. Peace Northwest as battleground for 2023 poll. I'll take the leading story once again on Leadership cover. 29 years after Abiola Kingigbe, Tinubu resurrects Muslim ticket, picks Shettima as running mate. Masari resigns as VP placeholder, while Asiwaju settled for former Bono governor. Pits Northwest as battleground for 2023 poll. We are not done yet with leadership. Let's go above the headline news. High operating cost. SMEs ask for tax holidays, regulatory forbearance. High operating cost. SMEs ask for tax holidays, regulatory forbearance as MSMEs financing gap hits $15.8 billion. That is the story on the box above, just beneath the masthead is a business story on leadership. But let's go up above the masthead and see what the paper is saying. Unaccounted 10 billion naira. Senate issues arrest warrant on amnesty officials. Unaccounted 10 billion naira. Senate issues arrest warrant on amnesty officials. Retired security personnel at 70. Matawale tells federal government. Retired security personnel at 70 years of age. Matawale tells federal government. And the story is on page 21 of Leadership. Still on Leadership newspaper, can we go down? There is a story on the cover. Court asks to compel states to use governors' life pensions for education. Court asks to compel states to use governors' life pensions for education. The story is on page 22. And still on the story underneath, the story says we are tackling reckless driving in FCT, according to the minister. See more on the story on page 20 of Leadership. From Leadership, we move over to the next paper we have on our menu. It's quite a lot. The Punch. The Punch, leading story, how Tinubu shunned Northwest governors, settled for Shettima. How Tinubu shunned Northwest governors, settled for Shettima. Northwest governors preferred one of them. Zulu turned down offer. Sources. Khan Catholic Secretariat for Tinubu one Muslim ticket insensitive. Tinubu allays fears, says religion, ethnicity cannot always determine our path. The story is on page 2 of The Punch. Leading story once again, how Tinubu shunned Northwest governors settled for Shetima. Northwest governors preferred one of them. Zulum turned down offer, according to sources. Khan, that is a Christian Association of Nigeria, Catholic Secretariat for Tinubu, one Muslim ticket insensitive. Tinubu allays fears, says religion, ethnicity cannot always determine our path. And for more on the stories, go to Punch newspaper. The stories on page 2. Beneath the Punch newspaper, let's see what the stories are. Fuel hits 215 naira per litre in Abuja, others queues spread. Fuel hits 250 per litre in Abuja, others queues spread. Stories on page 23 of The Punch. 17 bodies of Lagos boat accident victims recovered. Rainfall, Lagos residents lament flooding, transport fare hike. Hajj operators decry hitches, demand refund from NACON. My kidnappers threatened large-scale attacks on Yoruba land. Victim. My kidnappers threatened large-scale attacks on Yoruba land. Victim. Stories on page 3 of Punch. Solar travelers, others trapped in Lagos Ibadan expressway traffic. Salah travelers, others trapped in Lagos Ibadan expressway traffic. The stories on page 4 and 5, pages 4 and 5 of The Punch. While Osun governor candidates disagree on arms for Amoteku. More on the story, see page 14 of The Punch. So let's go over above the masthead of The Punch. There are still some stories that we have not touched on. Terrorists demand 4.3 billion naira for Kaduna train hostages. Terrorists demand 4.3 billion naira for Kaduna train hostages. Manufacturers threaten shutdown over soaring diesel prices. Court remands billionaire linked to Kyari drug deal. Court remands billionaire linked to Kyari drug deal. For more on the story, you go to Punch website. I will get a hard copy of the paper. And FAC allocation drops to 2.1 trillion naira in 3 months. FAC allocation drops to 2.1 trillion naira in 3 months. Stories on page 25 of The Punch. From The Punch, let's move over to the next paper we have on our menu, and that is This Day. Tinubu rewards loyalty over competence, electoral value, religious balance. Tinubu rewards loyalty over competence, electoral value, religious balance. There's a leading story on This Day, this July 11th, 2022. Is the story that is making the rounds in all the papers, cover paper story of all the national dailies today. Say spirit of 1993 is upon us in 2023. Breeze Buhari in Daura. Masari stands down. Governors angry over decision. Meet president in home state today. Senator pulls out of support campaign groups. APC member quits. Inside details of how party candidate fought for choice partner. Stakeholders turned down Oshomole as likely campaign DG. Khan is left for voters to decide is a perfect choice, says Keyamo. Atiku conscious against politics of exclusion. This is the potpourri of stories on the leading cover story on This Day. I'll take it again. Tinubu rewards loyalty over competence, electoral value, religious balance. Says spirit of 1993 is upon us in 2023. Breeze Buhari in Daura, Masari stands down. Our governors angry over decision meets president in home state today. Senator pulls out of support. Campaign groups APC member quits. Inside details of how party candidates fought for choice partner. Stakeholders turned down Oshomole as likely campaign DG. Khan is left for voters to decide. Is a perfect choice, says Kayamo. Article cautions against politics of exclusion. There's a story, leading story, well-detailed story on this day. And up above the story, we have Rewane 2023 may be Nigeria's costless elections ever in history. Rewane 2023 may be Nigeria's costless elections ever in history. Estimates 6 trillion naira to be spent to win presidential election. Says money bags ready to pay whatever price to secure victory. Stories on page 5 of this day. Meanwhile, the concerning the leading story of Elon Musk dropping out of takeover of Twitter, Twitter assembles legal team to sue Musk over dropped $44 billion takeover. Twitter assembles legal team to sue Musk over dropped $44 billion takeover. The story is on page 5 of this day. Beneath up above the masthead we still have story. IOC is killing local oil servicing companies in Nigeria, says Wabote. IOC is killing local oil servicing companies in Nigeria, says Wabote. Once 40% cost reduction deal with NNPC oil majors renegotiated. IOC is killing local oil servicing companies in Nigeria, says Wabote. Once 40% cost reduction deal with NNPC oil majors renegotiated. That's the leading stories on this day. For more on the stories, you can log on to their website, or if you're within the country, you get a hard copy of the paper. From this day, we're moving on. The next paper we have on our menu, and that is Daily Sun. Khan others kick as Tinubu picks Muslim running mate. Khan others kick as Tinubu picks Muslim running mate. Why I settled for Shetima as Bono governor APC candidate. That is Tinubu. It's not good for Nigeria, says Kwankwaso. He made right choice, Bulama Okechukwu. Stories on page 6. We'll take it again. Khan others kick as Tinubu picks Muslim running mate. Why I settle for Shetima as Bono governor, APC candidate Tinubu. It's not good for Nigeria, says Kwankwaso. He made right choice, Bulama Okechukwu. The story is on page 6 of Daily Sun. And underneath the story, let's see what the next sub-leading story is saying. Lagos boat mishap. Death toll rises to 17 as 4 more bodies recovered. Underneath the cover picture, we have Lagos boat mishap. Death toll rises to 17 as 4 more bodies recovered. Story on Daily Sun. And right hand side of the paper, we have stories nationwide shutdown of electricity, railway imminent over ASU orders. Nationwide shutdown of electricity, railway imminent over ASU orders. Fears grip Abuja neighboring towns as NSCDC hints of ISWAP planned attacks. Fears grip Abuja neighboring towns as NSCDC hints of ISWAP planned attacks. Kuje Kubwa Buhari Gwagwalada identified as terrorist safe havens. Kuje Kubwa Buhari Gwagwalada identified as terrorist safe havens. Osun Kuba Oyetola, 4 other candidates speak on insecurity, economy, others. IGP deploys DIG, 4 AIGs, 4 CPs. Stories on page 28. So let's beneath the story, we still have an others. Insecurity. Edo reads riot out to traditional rulers, orders to flush out criminal herdsmen from forests. Insecurity. Edo reads riot out to traditional rulers, orders to flush out criminal herdsmen from forests. Umar calls for execution of presidential pardon for Dariye Nyame. Stories on page 26 of Daily Sun. From Daily Sun, we move over to the next paper on our menu. Don't go away. The Guardian. Guardian. Can MBF Arewa ascribe others decry APC's Muslim ticket? Can, that is Christian Association of Nigeria, Middle Belt Forum Arewa ascribe others decry APC's Muslim ticket. The writer says Tinubu, why I picked Shetima as my running mate. Muslim ticket insensitive choice, breach of constitution, say Huriwa Adegboruwa San. We would have preferred Muslim Christian ticket, APC rebel group says. Amid disquiet in Northwest, Wamako sues for peace. Amid disquiet in Northwest over the choice of Tinubu APC candidate, Wamako sues for peace. Labour Party not surprised by APC's insensitive ticket, says Deputy Chairman. Who take the leading story once again? I can MBF Arewa ascribe others decry APC's Muslim ticket. And Tinubu says why he picked Shetima as his running mate. Muslim ticket is sensitive choice, breach of constitution, say Huruwa Adegboruwa. We would have preferred Muslim Christian ticket, according to APC rebel group, why Wamako sues for peace amid disquiet in Northwest. Labour Party says not surprised by APC's insensitive ticket, says Deputy Chairman. And on the cover of the Guardian, we see a picture on the flood that overran Lagos yesterday amidst the rainfall. It's a depressing one because so many lives were lost. We have about 14 lives that were lost and 4 more bodies were recovered this morning. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) roundabout Ejigbo, Lagos yesterday, one of the bottlenecks impeding the city's journey towards being smart. This is story on a picture caption, on the Guardian newspaper. And underneath the picture, we have church leaders restate demand for self-defense, state police. Church leaders restate demand for self-defense, state police. Story on page 6 of the paper. Still on Guardian, let's move over to beneath the masthead. We have Serap sues 36 governors for failing to fund education for poor children. Serap is an NGO, sues 36 governors for failing to fund education for poor children. Stories on page 3. Page 23 says worries as Rivers APC chiefs dump party. Worries as Rivers APC chiefs dump party. Next story, we are ready to join NLC in solidarity with ASU, say textile workers. Why Musk is terminating $44 billion Twitter deal. For more on the story, you have to find out, log on to the website or get a hard copy if you are within the country. From the Guardian, we're moving on. The Wheel. We have the Wheel newspaper. Kuje prison attack. Fleeing terrorists regroup in North Central States. Kuje prison attack. Fleeing terrorists regroup in North Central States. May launch fresh deadlier attacks. Anger, frustration, Trey J breaks. Nigerians demand accountability, knock Buhari for inaction. Kuje prison attack. Fleeing terrorists regroup in North Central. Fleeing terrorists regroup in North Central States. May launch fresh deadlier attacks. Anger, frustration, trade jailbreaks. Nigerians demand accountability, knock Buhari for inaction. That's the leading story on the Wheel. Let's see what the stories, some of the stories above the masthead says. The Wheel is a weekly newspaper and it has above the masthead those aspiring to Tinubu's VP. And of course, Tinubu has already announced his VP, and that is former Borno State Governor Kashim Shettima. Local content, NCDBM MD's roadmap to boost empowerment as new NNPC begins. These are the stories on the We newspaper. Well, viewers, I think we have come to the end of today's newspaper review. Only me by me, Winifred Weber, with you in the studio. It's been a pleasure taking you on today's ride on the program. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for another fresh edition of the program. Don't forget to tune in same time, same station. I remain Winifred Weber. Bye.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 08036886158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.